We can definitely say good morning now. Can I welcome everybody here? Thank you for attending. And can I wish you on behalf of everybody a Happy New Year, and I hope you all had an enjoyable Christmas and that you're all ready for a heavy workload this year. So thank you all again for your attendance. Do we have apologies apart from the chairman?
Yes, thank you, Chair. I've received apologies from Councillor Winnington, Councillor Abrahams and Councillor Williams. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any declarations of interest? No? Thank you. The minutes of the meeting of the 13th of December, those have been circulated. Are we all in agreement with the minutes? Thank you. Minutes approved. Object to that. I sit on a chair. It's got 4 bare legs.
Thank
you. I understand there are no Section 53 delegated decisions, so would record that there are none. Item 5, starting at page 11, Wildlife and Countryside Act 1991, application for a request to grant prior consideration to delete a byway open to all traffic at Bridleway, Penkridge. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair and members. This report has resulted from a Section 53 Wildlife and Countryside Act 1981 application made in 1998 from Mr Martin Ray to add an alleged byway open to all traffic between the A449 adjacent to the Crateford Lane to Gravelly Way Bridge, Penkridge, to the definitive map of public rights-of-way under the provisions of Section 53 3C1 of the Wildlife and Countryside Act 1981. The report briefly provides the background, explaining that the application went to panel on the 5th of April 2019, and following panel's recommendation to add the route as a byway open to all traffic, an order was made and published in accordance with legal procedure. No objections were received to the order, and therefore the order was subsequently confirmed. The legal procedure is then to publish the confirmed order. However, prior to publishing, officers became aware that a development consent order had been made over the route, which came into force on the 25th of May 2020. This development consent order effectively extinguishes the route. As a result of the order being confirmed, its publication is now a statutory requirement and not a matter that the Council, as the order-making authority, can choose not to exercise. Consequently, your officers need to publish the order. This effectively will result in the route being added to the definitive map and statement. The development consent order has, however, already extinguished the route. The current report has therefore been drafted to remedy the situation. This report was sent out for consultation on the 13th of November 2024, providing all parties until the 10th of December for any comments. The evidence included a copy of the confirmed order and a copy of the West Midlands Rail Freight Interchange Order 2020. Incidentally, members should note that the DCO does provide a substitute route for the vast majority of the application route in the form of a new highway, which is shown between points 1 and 2 on the plan at Appendix B. No comments have been received from either the landowners or the statutory bodies. The local councillor for the area has not responded. Your officer is therefore requesting 2 decisions of this panel. Firstly, officers are recommending that the panel affords priority status to an application to delete the route. Secondly, if priority status is provided, the panel must decide whether or not to delete the route from the definitive map and statement. Officers recommend that the route should be deleted. I am happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a no-brainer. We've got to grant priority, and I do believe that we should also delete the route. to me, it's a no-brainer. Parliament trumps county, so I'll put it through as that officer's recommendation.
So you're proposing
I'm proposing.
Just to go read what Caroline said, the decision's already been made. They should be deleted previously in 2020. And just to save any blowback on us, the sooner we make it a priority, get it done, the better, so it doesn't drag on and any other actions are taken against us. I think we've got to accept it as a priority, so if Caroline's proposing, I'd gladly second it.
No, I would agree with that, Chair.
So we're all in agreement. So we are agreeing the officer's recommendation. Thank you. Let's move on to...
Councillor Waring.
Oh, I apologise. I thought you were...
Thank you, Councillor and Chair. Thank you.
Yeah, 161. We're moving now to page 161, which is nearly there. This is an application under the Wildlife and Countryside for the addition of a public bridleway at Bagnall Parish and its upgrade to a public footpath, Bagnall Lane to a public bridleway. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. This report is based on an application made under the Section 53 Wildlife and Countryside Act 1981 for the addition of a public bridleway and the upgrade of public footpath 21A Bagnall to a public bridleway. The application was made in 2020 by Josephine Shepherd on behalf of the Staffordshire Moorlands Bridleway Group. Her evidence included an applicant's statement, a copy of Cheddleton Enclosure Award and Plan dated 1737 and a copy of Horton Manor Enclosure Plan which is undated. She also included the Bagnall and Bucknell Tithe Map and Award dated 1850, an Ordnance Survey First Series Map which is undated, a copy of Greenwood's Map and Legend dated 1820, and a copy of Yates's Map and Legend dated 1775. Finally, she enclosed a copy of Staffordshire County Council's online road map and status map, a handover map dated 1929, and a copy of the current definitive map. Further investigations showed that the route is currently on Staffordshire County Council's list of highways maintainable at public expense, HMPE. Inquiries showed that the route is tarmacked and includes speed limits with full vehicular rights along its length, making it an all-purpose highway. The Master's case is of significance in this application as the case resulted in distinguishing routes that should be on the definitive map and statement from what the judges termed ordinary roads. The Master's case was initially heard in the High Court before Judge Hooper, but proceeded to the Court of Appeal. The Court was required to consider Section 66 of the Wildlife and Countryside Act 1981. Section 66 provides the definition of a byway open to all traffic. In his judgment, Judge Hooper stated that, in conclusion, the intention behind defining the word byway in the way that it is defined was to distinguish it from ordinary roads. Lord Justice Roch found that the purpose of the definition was to identify the way Parliament intended should be shown on the definitive map and statement by its type or character. Parliament intended that full highways or cartways, which might not be listed as highways maintainable at the public expense under the Highways Act 1980, should be included in the definitive map and statement. He went on to state that what was being defined was the concept or character of such a way. Thus, if a route is not of the right character to be added to the definitive map and statement, then it should not be added. In this situation, the route is an all-purpose highway, and therefore the Bridleway rights, or indeed any other rights, are not suitable for addition to the definitive map and statement. The report conclusion requires clarification in that it states that the application be rejected because the route is currently being maintained as a highway maintainable at public expense. The conclusion should have continued by stating that the evidence shows it to be an all-purpose highway and therefore not of the character to be on the definitive map and statement. In summary, the test for whether a route should be recorded on the definitive map and statement as a byway open to all traffic relates to its character or type. This route along Old Mill Lane is an all-purpose highway which is tarmacked and includes speed limit signs. The Master's case therefore specifies that this route should not be added to the definitive map and statement. It is your office's recommendation therefore to reject the application. I'm happy to take any questions.
Any questions? Paul?
No questions really. I just think it's been made out by Act of Parliament, by stated case, by appeal against that stated case. Then Lord Diplock's comments and stuff, that it's a road for all purposes, so it shouldn't be added. So I'll go with office recommendation and basically say that we reject the application and it's not put on the definitive map.
You're proposing that?
Yes, I'll propose that.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder?
I'll second.
Fine. Thank you very much. That's proposed and seconded. Are we all in agreement? Thank you very much. That's approved.
Thank you, Chair and members.
I think at that point, we've pretty well come to the end of the morning, which is pretty good for 12 minutes. So thank you all very much for coming. And I close the meeting at, what are we saying, 12 minutes past 10. So thank you all very much indeed. Thank you. And so there is no